Welcome to Cut the Check podcast with Craft Farmer, where we bring you the best guests and the most entertainment. It's ironic, like the situation that our situation finally getting to meet each other, because I knew who you were years before
I even met you.
Like I actually got to meet you, and it just made me think about how wild like that code is that we live by, especially in Sonoma County. We lived like by this code where we would never approach one another or anything. So like we're out there doing our thing, and as much as it's like, man, dude, I want to meet North Bay and chop it up, like we would never do it, you know? And so for me personally, I've never reached out to anybody in the community. I was always like, okay, you know, I'm going to let this happen organic. And our situation took probably 5 years of, you know, I knew of North Bay, you know, and I'm like, man, I want to fuck with this guy. I want to meet him. But just because of how we are and how we operate and trying to be discreet in this code, you know, it's like you wait for these avenues to happen, and sometimes it takes years and years before you can get together with someone, you know?
It's weird how it all works, for sure.
You know, and now it's like we fucking have to get together. Like we have to brainstorm. We have to fucking do collabs. We have to think of ways like we can move forward in this fucked up landscape that we're a part of.
Yeah, it's the only way we're going to make it.
You know?
Work together.
Bro, you've been known as just one of the fucking OGs in Sonoma County that grows fire. Like your packs are fucking loud as fuck.
Nah.
Loud as fuck. North Bay 707 grows loud packs. What do you got here? This shit smokes ridiculous.
Yeah, this shit smells good. Just a heavy fog joint.
Bro, you really made me realize something the other day when we were sitting down and talking. That's the first time I feel like, me personally, I'm way behind. Like my growth has been natural and lucky, but I haven't stayed on the forefront of like the tech and the right ways to do things. And I feel like you've really embodied that and really made it a priority. Like you've been on the forefront of like your bags and your flour and like the strains. And then last week when we sat down and I smoked this for the first time, like I don't think I've ever smoked something that smokes so fucking good. And you really put me on game on how rolling is such an important technique.
I mean, ever since I started smoking, I was like always like been a connoisseur, you know, like always with the hype and the stuff and everything. So it's, yeah.
And so what's happening? Like, how does this thing smoke so much better than like just a joint you roll? Like what goes into like creating something like this? Like, cause you were even saying like you have to find like skilled rollers to like really, you know, make this happen and like roll these a certain way.
It's more or less your weed has to be the right dryness, and I mean, grinded right, and yeah, definitely how you roll it, pack it, all that.
Because these things fucking smoke tough right here.
Hell yeah, these things are smoking really good. And honestly, every pre-roll that you ever went to the club and bought, you smoke it, it's too tight, tastes like trash, fucking probably trim.
Right.
So
I mean, most of these dudes are trying to just get away with like what we consider trash. They're trying to still make some money on, right?
For
and they're
sure.
throwing it away. They're throwing it in there.
But this shit's definitely smoking, tastes really good.
Yeah, that shit smokes strong. And for those that don't know, I mean, dude, the Heavy Fog was a huge winner at the fucking ZA Olympics. And I mean, we could have a whole podcast on that alone. Like, I was so excited for like the team and everything happening. I was almost like disappointed how like after that it was just kind of like the trophies came home and everyone went back to work.
That's how it goes.
And like these dudes, I mean, like here I am, like the way that you guys are in your work ethic, and like you don't even have time to take it all in. It's like you go down there, you fucking get your trophies, and then you're like back up here, back in the grow room.
I had fun when I went. I let loose. I got really drunk. It was fun. It was definitely cool.
Dude, like...
But yeah, you're right. We don't ever have time to like...
Just take it in and like, and celebrate.
Yeah.
You know, like our victories are always just pushed over to like get back on the grind and worrying about the next batch and where it's going. And
our life fucking flies. You're 3 months at a time, 2 months at a time. You're just always going. Next batch. Can't wait for the next batch.
How do we slow it down? And like, we're getting
shit.
old, bro. Like,
Trust me, I know. My kid's 5.
It's crazy. We're getting up there now. And it's like, for me, I've been trying to like every day just think about like all these things that I'm grateful for and like, wow, like look what we've done. And we've always been so focused on like the negative and, oh, I took that loss. And then the victories just slide under the rug.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Oh,
I need to feel like I won more. That's for sure.
And you know what I think that comes down to is we're going to have to start doing some work outside the box. And like when I'm talking to Chris saying this stuff, I'm talking to everybody. Like, you know, I've got 20 lights of my own. The team has, 100, but that isn't shit. Like that's not gonna be enough for what we see happening and what's coming. Like we need to start working off this legacy that we've created and start going out there and not only going out there and getting the money, but like, I feel like the people need to smoke the shit that has been created in the North Bay. Like the Fog, bro, the Fog took home 3 trophies at the ZA Olympics. What were the
2? So the most gaseous flower and most potent.
Yeah, but you guys won something else, right? A third, wasn't like second place overall or something?
I think it was kind of a misunderstanding or something. So we just walked away with those 2 trophies.
Fucking huge, dude. Out of that whole box. And I mean, the most the biggest underdog in the box. Is it fair to say that?
I think so, for sure.
Fucking representing the 707.
Yeah.
Fucking huge, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
That's huge. Is it available right now? Still down there? That flower? Can you get?
Probably not.
Not right now.
If there's anything available, it's just gonna be the PBG.
The PBG.
But I don't even know if that's available in any stores right now either.
Man, dude, that was a huge victory. Needless to say, that shit smokes so fucking good that we need to get it. We need to get it out fucking for some of the other connoisseurs. Like when I'm out in Michigan, it's like a whole new world out there of other connoisseurs out there. And they know who I fuck with. They know you guys are the homies. And they're like asking me, oh, how do we get North Bay? How do we get fucking low key? And I'm like, bro, I can't even barely get that shit myself at home,
right.
It's like those bags, there's only a certain amount of them, it's like hitting up Preferred when I'm like, yo, Dave, let me get a pack. And he's like, bro, I have these accounts that have been with me since day one. Like they have to always be serviced. I know even though we're really tight boys, I have to honor the people who've been buying these contracts for so long,
Just like all the people that want all the new stuff. It's like the new stuff goes to the people that take all the old stuff too,
right?
Not just the new stuff,
right? You can't just play that game.
Exactly. Nowadays, everyone wants new every week, and it's like it doesn't really work like that.
So that's like this small little sliver. Then there's the rest of the people who like I feel we need to even just give the chance of smoking that like super exotic high end Cali thing. And I honestly think the next fucking play is a licensing deal in Michigan for us, where we can literally bring our flavors out there. We design our own bags in-house. You know what I'm saying? Send it to Michigan, cultivate that on site there. We come out a couple times a month, make sure everything's going right. The most important thing is the QC, making sure it passes quality control on your level because it's going in your bag.
For sure. And
then from there, run it up and let everybody out there try it out. That's the biggest thing.
Awesome.
We got to get outside of this like little bubble, like with these spoiled ass fucking smokers out there who want a new strain every fucking week. It's like they don't understand it takes fucking 6+ months to even pop a bean.
Yeah, exactly. So then you got people that are really just making up shit to sell their weed or throwing 41 into fucking 20 different bags, and it's not anything different.
I mean, I think that's what we're seeing the most of, at least when it's coming across the table, is all runts and gelato 41s named fucking 20, 30 different things, the name game.
Yeah.
You get them tested and all the terps are pretty much spot on. They're not unique like stuff like this,
For sure. Yeah, we got something different than everyone else. What
do you think if you were you're going to a new country, you have a new audience, what do you think is like a good entry representation flavor to to introduce them to North Bay. I almost feel like it should almost be something a little nostalgic. You know what I'm something? You know what I mean?
Like you're saying, like more like the PBG,
Like the PBG,
Gassy,
or the Gassy, or some of the, like some of the stuff that put North Bay really on the map. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff that, bro, they go crazy over the PBG. Like when I post a picture or just a video from the one time we did that collaboration together, like everybody out in Michigan and they really like Thug Pug or Pug, right?
Okay, yeah, because he's out there too, I think, right?
I think so. But like, so wasn't the PBG like a collaboration with like a peanut butter that he had with a gelato, or what are the origins of that?
The PBG.
Am I totally speaking out of time? I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah, we're gonna low key's gonna have to talk about that one.
He's gonna have to school me game on that one.
Yeah.
But I remember
I stay out of that.
He was doing a lot of the peanut butter stuff for a while.
Yeah, for sure.
Pug.
Yeah. I did a whole room of peanut butter breath for him long time ago, and that shirt turned out so fire.
He sent his breeder cut over, or you pop seeds?
Well, I think he popped seeds, but...
So you guys pop seeds, or he sent you the breeder's cut?
He sent low-key either the seeds or the cut, and then we started growing it, and he gave me the cut, and I grew it. Or actually, no. We got it from Dub's Garden.
Okay. So, shout out Dub's Garden.
Yeah. Got that cut from Dub's when Dubs was doing the peanut butter... the peanut butter breath. That's what it's called, peanut butter bread.
That shit was fire, too.
And the peanut butter bags, yeah. So I did a fucking fire batch of that, but that shit was fire.
When did shit start coming together for you in Sonoma County? You remember your first grow room setup that you ever had laced up?
Yeah, when I was maybe 220.
Where were you living?
I was living in Petaluma in, it was called Lakeville Apartments.
No way.
Yeah. So I threw up 4 lights, and I didn't even really know about the 220.
In the apartment? You put up the lights?
I threw up the lights in the apartment in the second bedroom. Didn't really know about 220. Just fucking plugged them in, the fucking timers, and let it rock. Got some spider mites, threw fucking hella ladybugs in the room. Harvested it, came out all right, smoked it, sold a little bit, whatever.
So you were plugging ballast right directly into the wall with a digital timer?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fucking crazy. And then, that was the first grow room right there. And then from there, it just was pretty much over, Grew my first run, shut it down, moved out, started selling hella weed, making, ounces turn into a couple ounces.
Yep.
And then from there, I was like, this is what I love. I love doing this shit.
Fuck everything else,
yeah,
huh?
Exactly.
At that time, did you go basically into the industry full time? Or were you still rocking a job?
No, I was working UPS, honestly, until 2017.
And then you went just full time?
Yeah, full time. I said, fuck this shit. Going full time.
Were you rocking with Low Key on all those projects you guys have at that point, or when did you guys come together?
No, me and Low Key actually came together probably been 4 years now. 4, maybe going on close to 5, but 4 years.
You guys have done just some absolutely legendary shit together. If I go anywhere in the United States and I bring up North Bay and Low Key, they're immediately think of you guys for the supreme hash, the fire hash.
Yeah.
You guys have made a mark on the whole U.S., which is
that PBG really just
very impressive.
In the beginning with Trike and all that, PBG just really crushed it, honestly. And that shit has a really, really unique taste.
Yeah, it does.
So it's really fire.
What is a couple of your favorite strains that you can think about that have really stood out to you over the years, or strains that have helped really propel you forward?
Well, obviously the PBG propelled me forward. I love this Heavy Fog.
What's the cross of the Heavy Fog?
This is the Jealousy cut crossed with Peanut Butter Tricks male.
Fire. And the Jealousy male came from a pack of Jealousy seeds that's created
from
Seed Junkie.
Yes.
That Jealousy's a heater too. That's extremely popular.
Yeah,
popular strain.
Definitely.
Jealousy crushes.
Yes, it does. About 4 years with Low Key, but before that, I was doing with a friend of mine he's Contour Cowboys.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard of him.
Sonoma County.
Yeah, I was growing pretty much for him.
And then you mentioned Trichoholics.
Oh, that's Trichedelics.
Trichedelics.
That's who does their hash for us.
Are they in Sonoma County too, or no?
He's in like Salinas County or whatever it's called or something like that. I don't know. But
all local boys.
Yeah. And me and Valley Grove had something going on before he was even Valley Grove.
Shout out to Jerry.
Yeah. So it's like all of us are just been homies and
Right.
from day one, you know, and now we're just all have our own little brand.
Bro, I think it's time for all of us to get on like a little school bus and fucking
sure.
make a cross country trek. You know, there's a lot of the, I think this to me is considered pretty heady, you know what I'm saying? Like the stuff that we're doing and all the people that are friends, and like when we get together here and Jerry comes over, shout out Valley Grove, and like we're all working together and we're all friends, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a lot of this shit is so fucking cutthroat.
Exactly.
You know, you can't even, it's just weird. You know, there's politics.
Yeah.
Some weird fucking politics and shit involved, and we should all try to get out there and do our thing, and it's better when you ride deep than ride solo, you know?
Yeah, that's why I've always had partners. You know, it's just I like working with people, and it's just, it actually helps out. You know, when you need to do something, you can obviously count on some of your friends.
Right.
I'm good.
Right. Yeah, I remember my first room was a 4-lighter in my house, and I knew like I wanted to start growing when I was like 18, but the first thought I had is like I can't be somewhere where like I can get fucked with or kicked out, and I knew I wanted to like what I thought do it right. You know what I'm saying? And like I waited and manifested and waited, like I think I put together my first room like right at my 24th birthday. So it took me like 5 years, but I saved up like $8K.
Nice.
Went down to Marin Hydro.
Okay.
Remember Marin Hydro?
Yeah.
Back then they had the first digital ballast with the purple Lumatech.
Yeah, the purple, yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And so in my rear bedroom, I set up 4 lights, 2 4x8 tables, flood and drain, 70-gallon res underneath, AC in the window, you know, all blacked out. So my 70-gallon res did flood and drain, and man, I flooded that bedroom so many fucking times. Had the hose coming in through the window to fill my reses.
How's the product though?
Fire, dude.
Yeah.
You know, pound of light.
Fuck
you know, it was growing GDP back then, and
I love that shit.
GDP was just so fucking
I wish
fire.
I could get that back.
Someone's gotta. I've heard a lot of different like Urkels and shit like that going around, but like that real cut of GDP, and the reason it works so perfect too is you could literally cut off your plants, flower them, veg these motherfuckers for 2 months, and you got just this perfect stout stacked bush.
Yeah.
You know, it was a slow grow, and man, she would throw.
You ever grow it?
Oh, dude, I grew it for 5 years straight.
Yeah.
One thing about me is like, I always grew what everyone else fucking had. You know what I'm saying? And I would grow strains for like a long period of time. So I feel like I got that strain down. You know, I always ran solo. I had no partners. So it's only my reach and like what I could think of. And I always like thought to myself, okay, I got to grow something that people want, and I got to sell it at the bottom of the market. You know what I'm saying? Like I got to make sure I have this is what I know I can get.
Yeah.
You know, and for me, I've been able to build off that, and it's worked really well. You know, I've always been either growing for other people or growing strains for other people, and then now that's turned into partnerships where I can grow it for people who have their own fucking market. You know, at this point, I like working with people
That
way
makes
more
it
than
easy
working
for you, because
alone.
then you just gotta grow it and you don't gotta sell it.
Right.
You know.
And then these market changes aren't as hard because I'm fucking kind of used to being on the lower side, you know?
Yeah.
Like what really put me on the fucking map was, I want to say like right around 26, I got this really fucking good cut of Blue Dream. And like right around that time is when I started really expanding. And when I ramped up with her, I mean, I hit hard, you know what I'm saying? And it was really consistent, and just this fucking light blue, orange hairs.
So I was probably smoking some of your Blue Dream back in the day.
Probably was, you know, like if it was coming in the North Bay, it's like I've since then ran into a few people, and we've been talking at business things or something, and someone's like, yeah, man, I used to have that Blue Dream, or I bought it from that person who bought it from that person. Like it was pretty wild to think about. But even back then, I remember selling that stuff for $1,800 a pound, because like someone would come through and take all 75 from me. You know, and I was young. I'm fucking running around into these spots, flood and drain everything. So I'm just filling reses, and I could make it all hit. You know, and it figured out kind of how to make that niche with that, and it worked out. You know,
when you're that young and they come take it all for that price. That's a big check.
Oh, it's crazy. You know, it's big. You'd stack rooms, and it was quick. You know, it was vigorous. It's probably one of the easier strains to grow. She always throws down for you.
Never
you
do
know,
that strain.
And you smoke the fuck out of her, and I just want to work. You know, like I wouldn't be all
it's like crack.
Yeah, she gave you that pump. You know what I'm saying? So
like green crack.
I was always like just ready to scrub resis and do all that shit.
Scrub resis.
Now I'm realizing how important it is that you're not that fucking guy. Like you can't be that guy. Like I'm watching all these people who are just growing regular stuff or just gelatos or runts and it's not working. You know, you're just put in a pool with lots of other really good people to grow. You know, you have to.
Yeah, there's a lot of competition.
Right.
Lots. And then there's a lot of uneducated people.
Right.
That don't know.
And a lot of open pollination, all kinds of different shit.
Yeah.
What would be your recommendation if you had like one flower room and you're trying to do like some hunting of your own? Like how do you incorporate that into your life without really fucking your life up? You know, your whole schedule, or do you know what I'm talking about?
So you're saying how would I?
Yeah, like our fucking audience. Like I'm kind of wondering the same thing. Like if I've got my lights, like my 10, what would be the best way that I could incorporate trying to hunt for something in a system that I have without just shutting it down and going to like.
Okay, you do what I do. What I do is pop seeds and we put them on the side of the room, and you literally just watch them really closely every day. So
first you pop the seed, you don't veg it anywhere else. You veg it in.
Wherever I have lights vegging.
Okay.
So if that room is vegging at that time, it goes in that room, and then we veg it. It gets to. I mean, obviously, it gets to a certain size before you flip it.
What size do you like?
Just depends what room.
Okay.
But obviously, we needed to get some cuts off it, so it needs to be big enough so we can take some cuts.
So you can back it up.
Exactly. At least 5 cuts just to have.
Has it been sexed yet or no?
No.
Okay.
I mean, some plants you can kind of tell, like here and there, like just after like day 2, 3, but usually not until like day 18 to 21, maybe even a little bit later. We just put them on the side of the room, watch them very closely, and then let them rock.
And what are you looking for?
Well, I mean, just looking for they're not herming, so we don't get a seeded room.
So every day, that's like the number one priority is checking those.
Yeah.
Because that can come out at any point, basically.
Basically, yeah.
And do you have to worry if that even comes out at day 50, or is it kind of like too late at that point?
Day 50, you don't really have to worry too bad, because.
But you're going to eliminate it because it fucking hermed.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to cut that number out.
Exactly.
So you take the cuts,
or we might even run it again just to kind of just. Maybe it was something we did, stressed it out. Maybe, I don't know.
If it showed some characteristic that interested you enough.
Yeah, exactly.
You try to run it again.
Yeah, see if it, what happens. But that's what we do.
And then are you the clone? So everything's cloning out as you're going.
Mm-hmm.
It starts getting into like a traffic jam around day 20?
Exactly.
So what's the tech? Clone off the clones?
Pretty much, know. And
it works, right?
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes, like, let's say if we have 5 clones of the ones that we like, that's already 5 moms. You know? Boom.
Because by then you've already eliminated male, female.
And then from there, you just start cutting more clones, and the next thing you know, you have a whole room.
And you're just looking for something that really sticks out to you. And
sticks out with
crazy terps.
Colors, stankiness,
How often do you think that you're passing on like a whole hunt that you've done before you like find something that's worth running again?
I mean, I throw things away that I feel like are keepers all the time too, So it's like, I mean, sometimes we just did a whole hunt, 12 seeds, and probably threw every single one away. So
you're doing about 12, you'll hunt a pack at a time?
A pack to 2, yeah. Don't want to do too much. It depends on how many rooms we want to throw it in, It's, it is risky. So it's a lot of us going to every room, checking to make sure. And so I'd rather keep it to like the more of the rooms that we're closer to.
For sure. Yeah. What kind of stuff are you looking for these days? Like when you're looking for strains and crosses?
I mean, honestly, we've just been working with all low keys gear, so
Everything that's getting made in house.
yeah,
Badass.
Yeah.
That's fucking. That's totally next level.
for sure. You know, I don't gotta go spend all this money on a whole bunch of seeds, so
Right.
yeah, it's all fire shit. Comes out fire.
I mean, and the crosses you can make are
Yeah,
fucking endless.
exactly. And now we have a whole bunch of Z shit going on. We're crossing with Z, and I don't know. He's staying busy.
Z like as in Skittles or
Skittles.
Zope or what?
Skittles.
Nice. So
Rainbow
Skittles
bells,
just always
all that
seems
stuff.
like it just reigns supreme on everything in the breeding sector.
Everyone loves that fucking Z terps.
Yeah.
I love it. If you're a real connoisseur, you know you love that Z terps.
Right, for
you know?
sure.
Yeah.
Is that where really like the candy comes from in all these other crosses? Is the Skittles has like a super dominant. I mean, it's pretty
That's
dominant
sweet.
in that lane, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I would say so. Skittles is very candy. Well, it's crazy because like the super lemon gelato and shit, that shit's like candy.
Right.
But I don't even know what the fuck that shit is.
Right.
Just smoke some super lemon gelato. It's tasty.
Well, then it's kind of like. Also, didn't Backpack Boys just come out with like the black cherry gelato?
Yeah.
You know, it's always just
Some
playing
kinda-
on what's already out there. You know.
Shit's, I don't know.
Man.
It's marketing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
They're
Like I
crushing.
said, uneducated people, they just want the new shit.
And if there's good, I mean, most of the time if there's good weed in the bag, you know.
Yeah.
It's crazy how cannabis in general can be used like that, and different growers, different rooms, everything's going to be slightly off, and you can have the same cut in 5 different rooms and it's slightly different, and call it all 5 different things and get
For
away with
sure.
it, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, even terps and shit would be different. I mean, I guess the same flavors, but the levels will be, you know, higher or lower between rooms and growers and stuff.
Me and Low Key grow the same flavors. I grow with Athena. He grows with Cutting Edge. So it's different. I mean, his looks slightly different than mine, you know?
For sure.
So,
You're rocking Pro Line
none.
or blended?
Blended right now.
Have you done the Pro Line yet? It'll be interesting to see if there's any difference between the two. They say not, but I guess because it's a liquid form, you have to have the 2 different parts. You can't keep it all together because of like fallout.
Okay.
What do you think about what's your feeling on LED versus DE? Because you're growing with both.
The weight with the I don't know. I feel like I crushed the weight on the LEDs though, and it's fire. I don't know. I like them both honestly, so it's kind of hard. I like the LEDs because of the power.
For
You know,
sure.
it saves me money.
For sure.
But yeah, it's both fire.
Do you notice a difference at all with the UV bars?
I haven't used them yet.
What?
Yeah.
Bro, I dropped those off like months ago. Where are they?
Just chilling in the box.
Whose job is that to replace the bars? That's an easy one. Let's get that on the fucking priority list. Throw it in there the last 14 days. That's the tech, right?
Is it? No, I think it's like week 4 you throw them in.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's pretty easy. They just pop right out there, that quick release.
For sure. We spent fucking $2,500 on them.
Man, I want to know how those things work. So DE, LED, no comment. They both look great.
It's just like with the UV bars, switching them out, you know, like that one room is pretty tight.
Yeah.
And so like, I don't know, it's kind of a bitch, but whatever.
Now the UV bars are supposed to like do something for, make it improve for like hash or some shit like that is what they try to say, right? Is it something like that?
I forget, honestly.
Do we know what the UV?
I don't remember why I was so hyped about it.
Well, I think our boy Mango is hyping it all up, you know?
Yeah. I get all excited, dude, and fucking just
Let me look
go
right
for
here.
shit, you know? Try to get better.
Well, I know, but
Try
we
to
gotta get
be
him out
better.
we gotta get him out the box to try them, bro. UV, Think Grow, Light
That shit sounds
Bar.
like- just with that same thing with the other thing I bought. That sprayer. What was that?
Oh, the fogger.
Yeah, the fogger. I don't use that either.
You should just set it up and leave it plugged in, and then you just push the fucking button every 3 days, you know?
Last time I used it, like burnt the plants up hella
But
bad.
what'd you put in it? I would just use the Athena IPM.
I think it was like Power SI.
Power SI.
with their wetting agent.
Another thing with that thing is you have to, what your application rate is by 40 ounces, what the bag is. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people make that mistake, not saying you did, but where they'll be like, I put the application rate per like a gallon. But since that thing's...
It's only 40 ounces.
Yeah.
It can only, yeah.
We can sell that. We can put that up on the fucking used product page. Hell, people still hit me up about it.
Oh, for sure.
And it takes so long for people to get a fogger. Like,
I got 2 of them.
Hate to say it, this dude Mike takes months sometimes to get people their foggers. I don't get it, but people hit me up about the fog. I sold one the other day, actually.
Yeah, I got 2.
Okay, if you want to get rid of them, we can do that. So, the UV1 from Thinkro LED, it adds a certain portion of the UV spectrum to completely mimics the properties of natural sunlight. UV will increase terpene production, which provides the smell and flavor of herbs. So it's trying to say that it's going to increase smell and flavor using those bars.
So I should be using it.
The only way, and the only way that you could do that is if you do like a complete side by side, the same room, left side of the room, slap the UV bars, right side of the room, don't put the UV bars, and then send them for sampling. Send them both out for testing from the same batch, same room.
For sure. Because
you can't do one in another room. It has to literally be side by side.
Yeah, the same environment, yeah.
One with the UV bars, one without. Send them for testing. But nowadays with like our testing, they come out different THC levels, you know?
Honestly, I've never even tested any of my batches. Or actually...
Well, dude, it's so cheap now.
The Heavy Fog got tested.
It's like for fucking $75 you can get THC and
terpene test?
Total cannabinoids, you know? Yeah. But I'm going to start doing everything just because now I'm all curious, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
So just recently... I started, thanks to my homie Ian, Uncle Dad Vibes, shout out to him, but he's been giving me genetics that he's created and hunted. So for like the first time ever, I'm growing shit that no one else has on the market, you know? So I'm going to try to get my cutthroat candy popping. I named one of these Phenos cutthroat candy.
Nice.
I just had some artwork done, and so I'm going to bring that out, and he has this fucking phenomenal pineapple dolomite. Okay. And so I got some like pineapple pimp artwork being drawn up, you know? So trying to just kind of follow your lead.
Cutthroat candy, that shit's nice.
Yeah, the cutthroat candy's cool to Jason, like ripping his neck out, like with the honeycomb behind it. The honeycomb from like, you know, the Candyman movie. It's pretty cool. So our first batch is actually coming down to that, and it turned out so fucking good. And it's just like a new excitement growing something that not every motherfucker on the block has. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. That's sick. I like that.
Like I was at showing with my boy the other day, and there was like 20 different variations of runts on the table, and they just keep going lower and lower, you know? And I'm like, dude, I'm not fucking doing this anymore. Yeah. You know? And so it's just brought like a whole new rejuvenation. I just started using fucking Athena myself. Fucking crushing it.
I love it.
That shit's the truth.
It's so clean. Just the tanks and everything, and just your lines.
No fallout at all.
Me and One Life got a new thing coming.
What?
Amethyst.
Oh, what the fuck is that, dude? That sounds fire.
It's off the double scoop line. It's a pheno off the double scoop.
Sick.
But it's fire as fuck. It's
nice, dude. I like that.
Purple and crystally, so.
That's hot.
I went with the amethyst.
I like that too.
Yeah. And then we got another one. We just, purple ice, just off the double scoop line.
Fuck yeah.
I don't know.
Dude, the double scoop, I think I grew the double scoop 17.
Yeah.
Some of the most beautiful flower I've ever
17
seen.
17 was like some candied, like sweet terps.
Like the way that grew was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, I like this 17.
So that double scoop line is fire. I got some fucking double scoop dropping into Michigan,
nice.
Like in a couple weeks, and you guys are on that bag with me.
Fuck yeah, sick.
Yeah, so that's really cool.
Double scoop's fire. What else do we got coming? I know low key got some wamba fruit.
Wamba fruit, straight from Africa.
Have you ever heard?
That's what it sounds like.
Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, the video game, right?
Yeah, that's the fruit. That's his fruit.
Oh, sick, dude. That's a smart idea, dude. I like that.
That's gonna be dope.
What is that? Some kind of melon cross or what?
Honestly, I don't even know what it is. He just tell me he just got Wamba fruit coming out. I was like, oh, sick.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
He'll just hit you up and tell you what the new flavors that are coming.
Yeah.
And he's already doing artwork and getting all your guys' shit printed and doing that thing.
Yeah. He just dropped the cherry tricks.
Dude, the tricks was fire.
Yeah, so cherry tricks is just
that stuff was just like trick cereal.
Yeah, it's just honestly, it's just we need to grow it more. There's never been like enough out there for the people.
Right.
You know? It's got such a different funk to it. It's like different. It's so different than
right
anything else that I've ever really seen. But yeah, I need to get that out there. It's hard. It's finicky. It's like almost like a Skittles.
Right. Man, Skittles is ugly in the bag.
It's hard to grow, bro.
Yeah.
Skittles is hard to grow.
Super temperamental.
I like shit that's not that hard to grow.
Don't we all, right? It's my garden crushing when I open this door. That's what I want. That's what I want to grow.
Yeah.
Some shit that's just like straight eye candy.
Skittles is no light, no water, like light feeding.
Right.
Yeah.
Super temperamental. That's funny.
Yeah, we got some Zealousy going. Me and One Life Zealousies, but we just popped a whole bunch of those Zealousies. We got the UK cheese crossed with tricks.
That sounds fire.
So hopefully get all this stuff in some room soon. You know.
Yeah.
Take some time. So.
Nice, dude. That's a lot of cool shit coming out.
Yep.
Is that all LED projects or some of those going to get going or DEs?
I think we're probably switching all over to LEDs.
Do you notice a difference in hash from DE and LED or no? It's too tough to say.
I mean, I'm not that much of a connoisseur on the hash, so maybe my hash guys, yeah.
Bro, I gotta tell everybody, the first time that like we all had like official meeting, like when I came over to Josh's house and sat down with you, Low Key and One Life, and we were gonna like talk about the potential of what we were gonna do. Dude, I got so fucking high on this dab that you guys gave me, and then I went to show you guys a video of like what my grow room looked like from earlier that day. Watching that video with you guys there while I was that fucking high, like got me extremely emotional. Like where I was watching it and it's only happens when I get really, really fucking high and I see something in my life that like kind of reminds me of like everything like we've been through, or like not really even believing where you're at because you move so fast and never giving yourself credit. Yeah. And I was sitting at that table with you guys and we hadn't even eaten dinner yet. And the girls were cooking this like fucking huge, amazing meal. And like, I started watching that video and seeing that canopy and like, dude, I just like broke down fucking like crying, like emotional inside, and like then started thinking about my dog and like I had to dip, dude. I got so fucked up, you know?
I mean, that was a hard time right there.
Fuck, it was just dog, man. But what started it was the room.
R.I.P. Bart.
Yeah, thank you. For some reason, looking at it in that it was the gyro. First time I'd seen like a video. Like my wife just got me this fucking handheld thing from DJI, and I think it was like one of the first times watching that video, like in the way it looked, and we looked like we were on a different planet. And I was like thinking about my traps, and I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe that we're doing this.
It's crazy.
You know, it was fucking. Like
you said, just life moves so fast.
Life moves so fast, Chris, that like we never stop and like think about the wins, especially in this industry. You know, it's like you said, we were talking about earlier, you're just so focused on the next room and the next reset and the next just bag coming in.
You know?
Yeah, that it's like, how do you even celebrate the victories? Because the room's reloaded so quickly, you know?
We chop and we flip that room almost the next day.
I think the way that we celebrate it now is we expand on our skills and find partners outside of our current state of California where we can crush it. California's fucked. There ain't no point in us putting any energy or time into trying to do a facility play in California or helping a facility that's doing bad. You know how that is.
Yeah, we've already tried. And people don't want to pay.
They can't even afford to. Their shit's so fucking drained as it is.
Yeah. Walk into these rooms, they got powder milled away everywhere. Like, holy shit.
And they think that you can come in and just because of your cultivation style fix it.
No.
And most of the time it's all just ass backwards equipment shit. It's not like that room's dialed in. They just don't have their parameters right.
Exactly. And it's like they spent so much money and it's still not right.
Crazy. We see it a lot though. All kinds of different ways. Remember all the vertical grows where the HPSs would like hang, the bulb would like just hang on the fucking wire,
Yeah.
you know? There's been some crazy shit out there. I really feel like the best fucking method is 9 to 16 plants a light and no more than 12 if you're in LED is my opinion.
Okay.
So 9 to 12 per light. Under an LED, you can get away with 9 to 16 strain dependent under DE.
So in my LED room, we do 9 a light. And then in the DE, we do 16.
Yep.
Yeah.
You
16,
do...
We do 32 a tray.
2 gallons?
I'm doing 3s.
Big pots. And what are you, like a 60-40 mix of perlite and some kind of medium?
I'm just using aeration
from
Botanic Care.
Right. So aeration is a heavier perlite mix.
It has a lot of perlite in it. And then also I use those quick fill rebag, the Dutch, what are they called?
The Dutch plantain?
Dutch plantain. And that's, I think they're 3 gallons or something.
What is it, an expanding bag?
Yeah.
But that's pure cocoa. That has no...
Yeah, that's the one we bought from, what's it called?
Those are 2 gallons though, right?
I don't know. They look like 3s.
I think they're 2s. But there's no aeration in those. So what are you putting in there? You're going from, what are you transplanting?
I just put clones right into
into the 2 gallon bag?
Yeah.
And so water them one time, you don't come back for a week basically?
No, those are all on...
But like your initial soak, you put a clone in there.
My initial soak, we soak it with, we pre-charge it.
And then put the clone in there.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to water it for like a week, right?
Depends.
I mean, it's that little clone in that wet ass 2 gallon, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's not, I don't get them that wet, you know?
Got it. I thought you let them dry a day before you transplant or something in them. Because that thing fully saturated is pretty wet.
I let the drippers do it.
Expand it.
And then like the next day I come in and I
Got it.
Yeah, so.
Okay. You don't feel that you get any waste where like you want to toss a plant?
I don't like wet those things where I just let them expand pretty much. I don't get them soaking, sobbing wet. Like they just expand and then they're actually pretty still dry.
Really?
Yeah. So then I just...
Shit, your water content's got to be like up there to get them fully expanded. Maybe so you're picking your go team right there out the gate?
Yeah.
No draft?
Nope.
Damn.
No draft. I mean, we don't have a lot of veg rooms where... You know, where we're going to be loading up trucks and bringing them to the other spots and shit.
How long you vegging that 3 gallon for?
Anywhere from like 2 to 20 days. I mean, 2 weeks, like 20 days.
Nice. And you put them all in their starting position. You don't pack them all in and then spread them out.
Yeah. Put them all right where they go. Fucking net it.
20 days flip.
You know,
Topping. Multiple times.
No, just once.
Just once.
20, you know, no more than 30 days for sure.
Yeah.
That's a long veg.
So. How long is that flower normally?
It's like 2 months, 63 days.
63 days. Are you doing any kind of like darkness for 2 days and any kind of special flushing procedure?
Not really.
Not trying to save that power bill. I remember when I was younger, I'd be like, oh, I'm going to shut the power off the last 3 days. Give them darkness and cold, save my power.
I might turn down the AC a little bit at the very end, but not too much. Just pretty much gets dark on its own.
Do you dry them out more than usual when you're flushing or no?
If I do, it's not by like...
Crazy, anything wild?
Well, it's more or less by accident.
Right.
Like I get there late and, you know...
Like when your boy comes over and you show him the room and the leaves are
look at this fire. And it's just droopy as fuck, yeah. Those are the hand water rooms. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice. The hand water rooms. I love it.
Honestly, the hand water rooms come out almost fire than the... Yeah,
for sure.
You know? But for sure what burns better is my irrigation rooms.
Really?
Yeah.
You think that's just because of like the super consistency and not getting that spike EC with the dry back the end?
I think it's more or less that spike EC with the dry back, yeah, you know? Because it's drying up too much and it's just... getting, I don't know, what is sucking down that nutrients or something. I don't know.
We've heard everything. We've heard that like to get white ash, flush with 10 milliliters of CalMag and flush with 10 milliliters of cleanse and use Zero Tol and
all that shit.
What do you have any personal beliefs around this subject that you can share with us as far as like white ash, achieving white ash, what the white ash represents?
I've
ash or die.
I mean, I love white ash, you know, like it smokes better, like
you can tell right off the bat.
Yeah, but I've also had shit that where I just chop and it smokes white. And then I had shit where I've got it down to below 100 ppms and it's not smoking white.
And when you say not smoking white, it's got a grayish tint to it? Yeah.
It's like definitely like peppered, you know?
Yeah. Where white is just the whole thing's white ash?
Yeah. So it's like, it's like a lot to do with the dryness of the weed.
Oh, like the moisture content of the flower itself?
Yeah. And then, like I said, you're rolling. The way you break it up, all that.
So there's a lot of tech that goes into the white ash.
Yeah.
It's almost like you carry around that meter where you're like, bang, and you're like, oh, dude, I ain't smoking this.
Exactly.
It ain't right.
That'd be sick if they can do something like that.
Well, I've got one of those ones that's got 2 probes on it. And you know how like when you get your weed tested for like your THC and stuff, like it comes back, it tells the water con in there. So the idea is like you can test some of your bigger buds when they're hanging and know when to take them down where they won't get too dry, but get dry enough, or you know what I'm saying? That kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, because the dude that rolls all these pre-rolls, you know, he rolls for other people too. And some of them get too tight because some of the weed might be a little bit more like spongy. And then when it's just hard. It's hard to keep your weed perfect anyway with all the conditions, you know. It gets hella cold.
And then preserving it when it gets
rolled, you know, like where do you put it?
Right.
Yeah.
How do you store it?
How
long till this person gets into that person's hand that gets to consume it?
Exactly. Even with all the hash, it's like that same shit, you know?
Right.
Cold cure.
Right.
By the time people get it, it's not cold. I mean, it's not fresh press because it's buttered up.
And fresh press is just like squeeze it, that ooze we see. Yeah. That's fresh press.
Into the refrigerator or freezer so it stays like that, you know?
Keep cold. And then by the time that gets passed around, you're saying by handling it and room temperatures, it changes the consistency.
It gets buttered up.
Is that
but now all the hash makers are doing pretty much cold cure where it's already buttered up.
Got it.
So like all that stuff you over there, it's all cold cure.
And cold cure is just fresh frozen, hash washed, squeezed,
and then they put it in a jar and
put it in the fridge.
I don't know. They have some tech. I don't know.
Bro, every single glob I've ever gotten from you is like this perfect fucking glob that you don't even want to like touch with your hitter.
They do a really good job packaging.
I just don't understand. It's like a machine drops this perfect little blumpkin in there like a Reese's Kiss.
That machine's a person.
You know what I'm saying? But like... That's impressive in its own. And then I'm sure somewhere along the line, you can't keep them down all the fucking time. Like I've never got one where it's like ran down the side or melted or anything like that, which is impressive.
Yeah. These guys, they know what they're doing.
You don't fuck with the hash every day?
I do.
Yeah.
I take dabs
Me too.
Every day, every morning. Oh, I wake up and take a dab.
Yeah. Dab's the way to start the morning off.
Bro. I wake up to go to the bathroom. I take a dab. You know what I'm saying? Like,
My fucking man. My ninja.
Fuck yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. West Coast dabs all day.
Let's go. Well, bro, I can't wait to share Michigan with you. You're going to like it out there.
I can't wait to go.
I definitely want to do some work. We can get some North Bay stuff out there. Really cool. People would like your flower a lot.
Let's go.
So let's work on that together and make it happen. And we'll extend that to, you know, any of the close homies that we want to bring out there. Rec's about to hit, I think, in like 30, 45 days.
Out there.
Detroit's just been medical.
Okay.
And so that's
why it's getting crazy out there, because Rec is about to hit out there.
Rec's about to hit, you know. Shout out to all the caretakers. I really hope that doesn't affect them, and anything that Michigan doesn't affect them. So right now in Michigan, you can get a, you know, caretaker license basically where you can grow 72 plants. You know, so there's so many caretakers out there in their garages with their littler setups to some big motherfucking caretaker places we've seen where it's like one building is subdivided A through H, and each one is 72 lights and 72 rooms, and it's legal.
Holy
because
shit.
Yeah,
because they're a caretaker.
Because they're a caretaker, but they got that address multi-subdivided. So like I went into buildings, it's the most amazing thing ever. Like big.
So they almost have their each address. It's like, oh, this person.
But the address is the grow room.
Yeah.
And it got signed off on.
That's fucking
which
sick.
is unreal. So, just some legendary shit has happened out in Detroit that I've never seen before. Like makes us look like a peanut when their traps make us look like peanuts, like multi-million-dollar traps, but they're caretakers and they're following the caretaker rule. Unreal. One had 11 flower rooms with 72 lights, 72 plants. They hit 4 times a year out of there. They grow trees, only getting 1.5 pounds to like 1.75 on the high side, but think about 72 times 2 is 144 times 11, 4 times a year. Jesus. And you're selling it for 1,800. Do the fucking math. Still millions.
And they're fucking PG&E's nothing out there, huh?
I think it's anywhere from, I've heard different, but 3 cents to 7 cents a kilowatt. And we're paying 15 cents a kilowatt commercial. So think about that. An $80,000 PG&E bill on the high side would be $40K for them. Fucking criminal out here.
Yeah.
10% tax out there. Think about how much we're getting fucking taxed. There's no cultivation tax out there, Chris.
50% over here, isn't it?
There's no cultivation tax.
So that's fucking...
There's a lot of taxes that aren't out there that are here.
Yeah, no cultivation tax.
The cultivator shouldn't be taxed. That's fucking criminal.
Yeah, like why?
Criminal. It's already hard enough for them. Yeah. You're going to tax the fucking cultivator?
Right.
If you look, it's so ironic how whenever you look at growers, whether it's vegetables, flowers, the fucking growers always get the short end of the stick in all fucking deals, from like insurance and cross slop and, being controlled by the market or the distribution who's paying for it. The farmer always fucking takes it in the shorts across, all levels basically.
For sure.
It's pretty fucking wild.
There's so many variables.
Exactly. Well, bro, thank you so much for fucking coming out.
Yeah, I did. Thank you for
talking some game with us.
Fuck yeah.
Let's get our Michigan fucking plan together and share some of those fire ass flavors you have with
Let's do it.
with MI. The Great Lakes Motor City would love to be smoking on that fire.
Motor City, huh?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Bro, it's I like that city too. I like Detroit. It's spread out, it's open, you don't feel fucking stuffed. Everything's there. Nice. I like Michigan. And I even went there in the wintertime, cold as fuck. And I was still rocking my shit in my
cold as fuck.
My bad attitude.
I'm not good with the cold, bro.
I had my duck hunter boots on and shit. I was good.
Let's go.
As long as you go from house to car to building, no fucking problems.
You're good.
You're trying to stand outside and smoke a joint and talk, bad idea.
Yeah, no.
Get lit in the hallway.
Yeah, let's go.